Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our second meeting. As mentioned on the previous meeting, in this meeting we are going to discuss about technical matters that have been trusted to our company by the government to build a high-speed train rail from Bandung to Jakarta and precisely on Gede Bage, Bandung. Well, in this evening, as displayed on the screen, we have 4 experts that had attended to represent their own departments and have worked extremely well to make our company's large construction project succeed. But before I start, let me introduce our colleagues for this evening. Okay, good evening to Mr. Iqbal from Department of Land Acquisition and Licensing. Next, good evening to Mr. Dimas from Department of Architect and Landscape Designer. And good evening to Mr. Hamza from Department of Construction and Development. And last but not least, good evening to Mr. Stephanus David from Department of Interior and Furniture. Now, without further ado, let's start our meeting. As all of you ladies and gentlemen, you can see on the screen, this is the approved design of the train station and will soon be worked on after we have cleaned all the licensing from the government. When the license from the government are secured, the first milestone will be done by the local government official. And in this case of our project, the first milestone is going to be held by the Governor of West Java. It's Mr. Ridwan Kamil. Okay, now without further ado, please welcome to Mr. Iqbal from the Department of Land Acquisition and Licensing to present their progress within this month.
Thank you for the opportunity. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Iqbal from Department of Land Acquisition and Licensing to present our result after countless drawbacks and dramas to the month. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the screen, the total surface of area that will be equated is 42,037 meters square. To be noted, the site is located on Gede Bage, which is of the sub-district within the area of Bandung City, West Java Province. At first, the location was a widespread rice field, hereditary owned by the local resident.
Then, how was the process of the land acquisition, Mr. Iqbal? Was there any problem related to the local residents?
Okay, on the next slide, I have prepared details of some of the surface area, which is only about 4,000 meters square. However, because of the surface area is located next to the street and will be built for entrance access, we do not have any option but to equate the land. So here's the detail of the owner. To be noted, pros and cons are unavoidable. As you can see on the screen, the surface area is only about 4,089 meters square, the smallest among the any other sites, which can extend up to 6,698 meters square and 31,250 meters square. With the help of the sub-district officials, we have been negotiating with the land owner who still in doubt to release their land which have passed down by their parents. The negotiation lasted for 4 hours and at the end we have made an agreement. The land owner is agreed to release the land. Because of the limited time, we decided to remeasurement of the land on the next day along with the National Land Agency to get certain boundaries that will be legally approved by the national law system. The conclusion from the Department of Land Acquisition Listing first, in total 42,037 meters square, surface area have been equated and completely ready to be developed. Second, negotiation process with the local land owner has finished. Third, the process of ownership, deed changing and merging by the notary has done. And last, license for the Environmental Impact Assessment, or as we call AMDAL, by local government is ongoing and will be done by 10 days of work. That will be our presentation. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much to Mr. Iqbal from Department of Land Acquisition and Licensing. Thank you for your explanation. And next will be reported from Mr. Dimas from Department of Architecture and Landscape Designer. Please welcome.
Thanks for the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, as we can see on the screen, this is the first descent of Gede Bage High-Speed Train Station, Bandung. As mentioned before by the representative of the Department of Land Acquisition, not only that is located on the paddy field, Gede Bage is known for its hot weather in daytime. For that, we have put large trees for covers and to make the station looks more like a green station. On the exterior, we are following the custom in Bandung City, which also pioneered by our governor, Mr. Ridwan Kamil, which is to enlarge green areas and parks. The station will be surrounded by open green or with trees for cover. The roots of the trees will absorb rainwater and then return to the paddy fields. Building material that we choose for this 3 hectares building is concrete. For certain roof is polycarbonate. This material is chosen for its superiority among other materials such as fiber, spandex, and animal. For the interior, air and light circulation have been calculated. Air circulation will not disrupt any activity because we have designed ventilation column with current technology that is attached to the ceiling and discussed so that it will not ruin the interior design. In the nighttime, the light system will shine yellow. This color will create a homey and comfy ambient in the station. Why we decided to do that? Because this is high-speed train station will be connecting two metro cities which are Bandung and Jakarta. People of Bandung who had coming from Jakarta will find the feeling of home. Besides that, yellow light has high visibility even in rain or fog, so that the train with white light will find no difficulties to see its destination and surroundings. In the station, there will be food court, food stalls, and souvenir store that will be owned by local residents so that the station is going to be economic center for Gede Bage people. That's all. Thanks for your time and attention.
Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Dimas from Department of Architecture and Landscape Designer. Thank you for presenting your idea. Well, next department that can be said is the most important department of this project. Please welcome Mr. Hamza from Department of Construction and Development.
Thank you for your time. Alright, straight to the content of the presentation. All solid buildings start from the foundation. After consulting with the architectural division, we have pocketed some important details in the station construction. Because the land that we are going to build is paddy land, the foundation that is built is also not a conventional foundation like in other buildings. It is our duty to solve that problem. First, of course, we will build a very large and strong earthquake foundation. This is important even though Gede Bage is not included in the Lembang fault line, which will someday shift. But this Gede Bage is the lowest point or area in the city of Bandung, which is where in the event of a Lembang fault that is almost 30 kilometers away, Gede Bage will feel a bigger impact than the surrounding sea area. So for the foundation of this station, we will stick earthen nails. Earth nails that are strong and grip the ground so that they will withstand earthquakes to a sufficiently large force. Our next focus is the construction of roof construction. Why is that? High roof made on wet ground, so a special task for us. Because the high roofs will be built using heavy equipment, tens of meters in height, the land to be stepped on by the heavy equipment must be ready to accommodate tens of tons of loads. So before we started building the tall bones as support columns, we had to prepare the soil first. And as we know, during the soil compaction period, it is not good if there are heavy construction activities around it. For the type of heavy equipment used, because the only road that was available from the start was only an asphalt road with a width of 6 meters, we needed a wider area for access in and out of these vehicles. First, we need sand to cover the wet rice field and make it hard. After the soil becomes hard, and what I estimate it will require hundreds of cubic of sand, we cannot yet accommodate the loads of other heavy equipment. The soil must be further strengthened with additional materials and an earthquake-resistant foundation as I described earlier. And what I emphasize, this will take a long time more than usual development, only seen from the soil hardening. But this certainly won't be a significant problem because we have the best team. That's all we can say. Thank you for the time and opportunity.
Alright, thank you so much to Mr. Hamza from Department of Construction and Development. And last but not least, please welcome to Mr. Stephanus David from Department of Interior and Furniture.
Good evening everyone, I'm David. So our main target for this project is that this train station to be more than just a train station. We are going to build a 3 hectares department store which will be filled by local businesses in town. There will be cafe and restaurants and agricultural products such as fruits, vegetables and coffee. We also have reached an agreement with one great street artist to decorate our walls on the east side. There will be a lot of plants on the open roof area of the station to support the ideas of Green Station theme. This is a picture of Namba Parks in Osaka, Japan that inspired us to build this Green Station concept in the first place. As you can see in the picture, Namba Parks has its own soul in a crowded city. We are also going to have a green ornaments on the roof that will cover the rooftop area. We will have 1 hectare for the other area, split in half on the left side and the right side, precisely 5,000 square meters each. There will be an open park with big trees on the left side. It's for public, and there will be store spaces for local community to sell their products. While on the right side, where the sun will set, we are going to build a public sports center such as skate park, open gym, and mini futsal field that will be well managed by the district government. So that's all from me. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you so much for all the gentlemen for the very complete explanation. Thank you for your time. We will check for more detail and we will also inform you again in our next meeting, which will probably our last meeting before the groundbreaking, right? Okay, thank you gentlemen. Keep spirit and keep healthy. Good evening. Bye.